very much. Our next speaker on our list is Mrs. Bunting from Culture Committee for Renew Europe.
Is it working? Mrs. Schinas, thank you very much for your answers. I'm very pleased to hear you confirm with such vigour your commitment to diversity in Europe. I'm a liberal, I say hastily, and I have no interest in promoting aggressive identity politics. But like others here, I value Italian culture, Greek culture, German culture, and yes, even British culture. I do not want anyone outside of the Euro bubble to have any reason to think that we, any of us, insist that there is only one European way of life. For my first question, though, I want to ask about the practicalities of your position. You are responsible for lifelong learning and cross-border learning. You have mentioned Erasmus Plus a few times. How do you plan to work with other commissioners to ensure that the European influence on education promotes European cultural diversity, as well as the critical but less controversial innovation, digital and vocational skills?
Commissioner-Designate for 2 minutes now.
Thank you, Chair. Ms. Bunting, on the first part of your question, I think by now you would have understood that we agree. Okay. On the second part of your question, on exactly the limits of my responsibilities and how I will position myself, I will share with you an experience when I was preparing this exchange and I was briefed by the services of the Commission. At the moment where we had to discuss, they had to brief me on skills, education, culture, digital. We were 55 people around the table. And I say, why are we so many? And there was a good answer for that. Because this historically was done there, then the head of unit moved with his unit there, and then something else happened, the commission came. So I use this example to tell you that the fact that Mrs. von der Leyen thought that she needs a vice president who will be politically be accountable to you and responsible to her for bringing together added value that comes from this plethora of organizational structures, tools and instruments, I'm totally for this job. That's what excites me about this job, actually. Because I'm not happy with this fragmentation. I'm not happy that I have to be briefed by 50 people. I'm not happy that many of the issues we discussed, like lifelong learning, like youth unemployment, like skills, like upskilling, they are scattered around the Commission. So we need, and that's, I think, my role, together with the Commissioner for Jobs, together with the Commission for Culture, Education, Youth and Sport, together with the Commissioner for Equality, together with the Commissioner for Health, to bring all this together and come to you and explain if I managed or if I failed. But at least you would have me and the Commissioner.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Bunting, do you have an additional question?
It does come back to the title of your role. I'm sorry. And you will have prepared for this. You will have discussed it with Ursula von der Leyen before you came here. You will have had an idea of what you were going to face. But you have faced concern from across this chamber, from the left and the right, from Libe and Culture. You persuaded me that you and what you intend to do is good, right and proper. Seriously, you've got me on side. But the name of the role is poor, and I ask you not to be arrogant, not to be defensive, but to go back to Ursula von der Leyen and discuss a potential renaming. For what it's worth, my contribution would be protecting European solidarity, something like that, just something that doesn't make, if we worry, then the citizens are going to worry even more, those that pay attention anyway. So I ask you, please don't be arrogant. Can you commit that you will spend at least half an hour discussing this with Ursula von der Leyen?
Thank you very much, Mrs. Bunting. For 1 minute on that, Mr. Schinas, do you want to answer?
First of all, let me tell you that I feel very honored that I have you on my side. That's If this is enough, that's a great accomplishment in itself. Second, I was telling Sophie Inveld, I think, on where we are. I repeat, I don't think that I was arrogant. If I was, I apologize. I repeat that this is something that we need to address in the context of what the President-elect has described, explained to you. You voted for her, and she further explained to your concerns in her op-ed. I said, and I repeat, that I have the greatest respect for all the arguments that shape this debate. I respect these arguments. I had the opportunity to say that I come to from a positive angle into all this. I'm not accepting that this can be instrumentalized by the extremists, and I want to assure you that I will work on the positive side. And then you're saying, go back to the President-elect and tell her. The President told you already that in Europe we discuss, and in the end we agree. That's what she said. That's what she wrote in her op-ed. So that's it. That's my answer.
Thank you very much.